Check, check. Again, I apologize for the mic thing. I got the streaming cable. Hopefully it's here today. I'll have to check. But I'm going to do a video here. It's all talking, so I'm going to warn you now. But before you leave the channel, please, please, please. Jerry White, he subscribed. He just put my video all over across his social media platforms. And I got a couple subscribers. You guys can make a difference. I get blocked because I don't put the ads in my videos, so I'm not a marketable person for YouTube, so they don't push me no more. And because the channel keeps growing, they're getting pissed that I did this. So it's one of those things, and I did it for you guys. So I need your help in counteracting or balancing this out. If you don't want ads in there, please help me out and tell everybody. Please just subscribe. If you don't want to see all the videos, just don't hit the bell notification. Just subscribe to his channels. Go on Facebook. Hey, I got a friend that's doing a guitar channel. He tells the truth. Please subscribe to him. It's going to help him out. I'm asking you as a friend. That'll help me greatly. And it's not that I need money. Eventually, maybe I put ads on. But a lot of people don't understand that as a content creator, you have YouTube Studios. Now I can go in here and it'll tell me that it says YouTube Studios. And what it is I can go onto analytics and it tells me like watch time hours with graph charts. But I'll show you. I don't make any money off of this. I turned it all off for you guys. So I'm asking for your help to counteract what I did as the channel is growing. Now the thing is, it's growing good for what it is. Now I got 2 new subscribers just because the old school ZZ Top tone. Wow. That's a hard one. You need you need that old rack mount Marshall preamp. I forgot what that's called. Let me see. Somebody's asking how do you get that tone, the old ZZ Top tone. That's tough. You have to remember, though, the ZZ Top tone is created in a studio, like Van Halen. Van Halen 1, he never sounded like that with all the delays and effects and that. He never had, like, he's got the Brown sound, but it didn't, the producers are the one that create your sound. I hate to say this, because I did a video on the room mic of Van Halen off Van Halen 1, and the room mic sounds nothing like the record. Why? Because all these effects are through the board in the rack here. I hate to say that because it ruins. So, like, you can only get so much of the Brown sound by doing what Eddie Van Halen did. But it's the producers who are ultimately in the end. I mean, listen to Ozzy Osbourne's first album with Randy Rhoads, and then go listen to Tribute. Sounds nothing like the guitar tones Randy was playing in the studio. That's all created in the studio. Jakey Lee, listen to Bark at the Moon, and then listen to Badlands. 2 different guitar players. It sounds like not even Jake. These are products of our producers. But, so in this video, we're going to talk about Guitar Max in a video I was sent by Tennis Nuts. Now, here it is. So, like, I don't want to. It says just quit. I don't want to play the video and react to it because I don't like using other people's content. But in his video, and I appreciate the guy that interviewed him because he was honest. He's got a friend that opens up for Darius Rucker, and he makes $150 a gig. I've told you guys, they don't make a lot of money. When I did shows with like bands with Quiet Riot or whatever as a fill-in, it's $400 back in the day. And I know Patrick Johansson, who's a good friend of mine, that played drums for Yngwie, asked for $500 a gig while Yngwie was banking 10 to 12 grand, and he didn't even want to give him an extra $100. Bad. Because Patrick's a monster drummer. That's a shame. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I could do an interview with him, like one-on-one. I'll drive up to his house. That would be cool. You guys want to see Patrick Johansson's house? Let me contact him and see if I can drive up. He lives about an hour from me. He lives up towards Palm Beach, like near. Loxahatchee, I think he told me. Maybe Jupiter. No, I think it's Loxahatchee. But I can see my buddy Dougie out there too. He was signed as well, playing in local cover bands. Now this Max guy, I got nothing against him, but when you say somebody's 70 years old and delusional, you at 22 were delusional that you were halfway there making it. And it's in your video. People don't understand the reality of being halfway there or almost on the verge of making it. That's when you get signed. That's the easy part. And you're like, what do you mean that's easy? It's 1 out of 1,000,000 you get signed. And then 1 out of 10 million that you ever sell your music, which means that there's 2 reasons why music doesn't sell. It wasn't popular for the masses. And 2, the record label shelved you as a tax write-off. They create these things and documents and receipts, all these payouts and this and that, and overinflate things, and they write it off. So record labels are twofold. They use you as a write-off, but they also can put millions of dollars into you that they get back in writing off bands. So they take that write-off money and they push it back into a band that's going to be really popular. So if you're a metal band like Trivium, you don't really get shelved, but you don't really make any money. Now Trivium gets paid from Morgan & Morgan as well as me. Now I've seen some of the payouts. You know, you're looking at... Do I have any of those photos? Or let me see. Let's see if I can find it. Let me see. Let me see. So Matt Heafy, he's in a big metal band, Trivium. I can't show you his name, but you can see the signature. Here is his royalty check. Trivium, one of the biggest fucking metal bands around, $1.31. That's his royalty check. A lot of people are delusional in the money they make and how the record labels work. And this is why when I do the NDAs, I ask for a flat fee. I don't ask for a royalty no more, because a lot of times they'll tell you that it didn't sell, or we took you off and put a session player on for $250 because you were going to end up making $100,000. They don't like losing money. So they do a lot of that shit where you get screwed. But in their defense, that's why I do a flat fee now. Like, I was in a battle with Scooter, who did Taylor Swift and had her under contract. And the reason why I was in a battle with them is because she redid her masters, which meant that pissed me off because all the original producers, all the people that were on the original recordings get nothing. Nothing. Whether you wrote it or not, you got nothing. She owns the masters now. She gets all 100% of her royalties. Now that screws a lot of people out of a lot of money on the remaster, but on the original you can still get paid. So if I get contacted by someone from her camp, they, you know, can you write a song? Yeah, how much? Well, I get $1,500 to $2,500 just for the music part, for a track. Come in here for an hour, do a track. $1,500 to $2,500 is a lot of money for a track for 2 hours of work. It is, and that's why it's hard to get around it. But now, like, if they don't contact me, because they had contacted me one time, and I said, yeah, I'll write her a song. $50,000. They were like, are you crazy? I go, no, you are, because eventually she's going to own the song and screw me out of anything anyway. So, and I have friends that have written for, like, Mitch Malloy and all those guys, you know, that not a lot of people know. So there's a rock singer writing Taylor Swift's, I don't know if you knew Mitch Malloy. He was the guy that was going to sing for Van Halen and turned it down after David Roth and said that I don't want to step into that position right now. And he was smart, but stupid to do that. Sorry, Mitch. Because that would have pole vaulted your career. But the thing that a lot of people didn't understand about Mitch and why he turned it down, he's very well off. Because he was a Nashville producer, writing songs for everybody, doing movie scores. He was all in it. Now he lives back here in Florida again, but a little far away. And I asked him to do something and he didn't want to because the distance was too far. So that goes to show you. And I've reached out to him to do the Legends Tour. He would be incredible for the Legends Tour. You know, with Robert Sarzo, the B Spitz, whether Patrick Johansson or Carlos from Vi or Yngwie play. It would be a great band. And we could do catalog from all that stuff. We could do it. I mean, he sang with Great White. He sang with this band, that band. We could do a lot of stuff with Mitch. And it's a shame that he doesn't want to do this. Because I've reached out to him for that with no reply. Good friend, right? Anyway, says he's busy. Now I know he just released another album, but it's not doing well. He doesn't get it either. And he don't really care. Again, he's well off. He lives up near Panama or someplace now. I live down there, the Keys, kind of, in Broward, Fort Lauderdale area. But, so, this Max guy, Delusional. Why? And here's the irony of it. He called, if you watch the video, he said, I used to go to the gym, and this guy said, oh, I think I'm going to make it now. This is the one. This is the big. That's called hope and dreams. I'll tell anybody, don't ever give that up. That's all you got in life. You got your name and your hope and dreams. Other than that, nothing else is given to you or rewarded or anything. Hopes and dreams and your name. Don't ever fuck your name up and keep your hope and dreams. Now, he made fun of the guy kind of. Well, he was 70 when he's saying this in the gym. And I'm like, dude, you know, maybe, you know. And he didn't even, he has the balls to do a video on it. But did he have the balls to say it to the guy to his face? Now he says, oh, I was on the verge of it. Again, being on the verge of what? You didn't even to the signing point. You're delusional like the 70-year-old. But in a different era. In a different period. You're in the gym working out, listen to us. You're the 70-year-old. Granted, you got a great YouTube channel that's popular, and you've done great with that. But the delusional thing is that you were on the verge of it. So you're no different than the 70-year-old. Your YouTube channel took off, and he does steal content from other YouTubers. I'm not going to say he doesn't. And he does like YouTube. Like, he's all about self-gain. So he's not going to do a video with me. He's going to do a video with Dovidas. Because Dovidas gets millions of views. So I'll go on Dovidas. You know, I'm a big name too. So, you know, it's kind of mutual. No, it's not. You're not at Dovidas' subscriber level. See, this is the delusion kind of thing. But they don't want to help out. Like I'm saying, I'm asking you guys, help me out. I'm not going to ask Dovidas. I don't like what he does, and I don't like his clickbaiting. Is his stuff good? Is he talented? Yes. But I don't like the clickbait stuff, like the Mr. Beast. Win a Lamborghini, all you gotta do is subscribe. I'm not playing that game. No. I'm just gonna ask you guys to help me. Please post all over your social media, tell all your friends. If you got 200 friends and 10 join, that's 10 more. And then ask them, hey, can you share this with your people? All your friends. Because usually friends of musicians are other musicians, and that can get out through. So I can actually get a big channel through you guys going through your social media and then telling those people, hey, when you get other people to join as well, hey, please like and subscribe to this guy and tell all your friends. Share the video with all your people on your channel and then pass it along. You guys have the power and control over how big my channel grows. Not me. So, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. Like, again, this is all talking video. So I'm not the same as all these other guys. I'm not gonna say AI sucks. And that's another video I got coming out. But I'm not gonna say the top 10 Spotify songs and why they're no good. No, they're making money. Like Rick Beato, he talks about Spotify, these songs suck, why this music sucks. And I agree, some of it does. But I'm not going to say anyone successful on the radio sucks. It's a different era, a different time. And they're producing songs, good or bad, that are getting played by millions of people. you can't say that sucks, because in reality, that's what you wanted, and you couldn't do it, and they're doing it with the backing of the labels. End of story. End of fucking story. And you have no right to play their shit and say it sucks or go through the chord changes. That's not your job. It's not your YouTube channel. It's nothing. And that's non-educational. So do I agree with Beato? Absolutely not. No, I don't. And I don't agree with the Rhett Scholes and, oh, I bought the Fractal and Fractal has a problem. Fuck off. You got to spend time with your gear to fucking get it. I can't just plug this on and turn everything on 12 and all. It's a magic amp. I got to add a multi-effect, maybe a tube screamer, a noise gate. You have to add stuff to your heads. That's why some pedal boards with amps are more than the heads, because the sound comes from the pedals and you're using the head as a power amp with a little gain. I've seen pedal boards as high as $30,000 for a small pedal board. I've had one stolen. And at Madison Square Garden, did a sound check with my pedal board, and I had my controller to the Digitech 1101. I come back after sound check to do the show, and it's gone. Fucking gone. I always carry 2 of everything. 2 heads, 2 cabs, more than 2 guitars, 2 guitars in every tuning. Two wireless guitar systems, maybe more. I always had 2 of everything right there on the bus. Go get the other pedal board and the controller and put it down, plug it in, everything's set to exactly how I at sound check. It just is. And most of my sounds are already pre-done because that's how I did it. But that's the reality of it. And most people don't have $3 or $4 grand to spend on a pedal board and then another $3 grand on a head. And that's $6 grand before you even get the cabinet, the speakers, the cables, the guitars. It costs a lot of money. But that's also why if labels believe in you and they start putting out the cash, then you will be successful. So is Guitar Max just as delusional as a 70-year-old? 1,000%. And I can't believe that somebody would say that, because it's baffling you call someone delusional about making it, and then you come out and say that you were on the verge of it when you weren't even signed. Now, I can tell you this. Roger Ramsey is my old singer. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he had a record deal with CBS Records, and John Levitt from Dokken, who's been Dokken's guitar player for the last 16, 20 years. Him, before Dokken, had I don't even know if it was before Dokken, but they had a record deal, them two together. He's one of the best singers around. You can look him up on YouTube. He had a band called Canaveral in the 80s. Go look up all the funny videos. They had 3 or 4 videos. They were signed. They were one of the top bands in Florida back in the 80s. He's my old singer. He recontacted me. He reached out to me, and we've been talking. He wants to do a country kind of album, similar to mixing Jelly Roll with Corey Marks with a Luke Bryan. I'm like, that's interesting. So, I broke out some old pedals. I bought a new pedal. Broke out some old pedals. I've got a Telly on the way. A G&L Telly. I love their Tellys. I think G&L makes some of the best guitars around for the money. Now, G&L is part Leo Fender, and I think he actually created a better product than Fender with G&L. That's my opinion. I've got a couple G&L guitars. This one is a Seafoam Green. I probably get a picture. Let's see. I love pictures. Yeah, what's his name knows about pictures. Zach. So I just bought that. It's a nice G&L Telly. I can't get it until Friday because it's on a hold. I got it used. It's a, what's it called? Blues Boy? G&L Blues Boy. Just get the humbucker and then the single coil with the coil top. It's a great sounding Telecaster. So I agreed with Roger to do some music. No guarantee, but this is what's coming out of it as. So I haven't been playing in a lot of bands in a long time. So here's the reality. You get back out there and all of a sudden I got Eric who books Great White and George Lynch. I haven't talked to him in a while. And George is coming back again, I think August 10th or 8th or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I can even go. I'm not opening up for him. I have to have surgery around that day. I'm getting, I don't know if you guys can see, right there's a lump. So in my jawbone is a cyst. I got one on my arse. I gotta have them surgically removed. This one's creating headaches. Right there. It's giving me problems, vision problems and headaches. I gotta get that cut out. They tried to do it once with cortisone. Now I have these cysts, which can turn into tumors, and I have one on my back. That's gonna be cut out too. So, I was asked by Eric to open up for these, but he's gotten somebody else, so good for him. But Roger, I'm gonna work with as well, as I'm still doing my record. I haven't been feeling good, so we haven't even rehearsed in 3 weeks. So, there you go. Cheers, HOB. Caffeine free. So I've gotten cysts and tumors my whole life. I don't want to show you, but I'm cut from here all the way down twice in 2 years. If I show you the picture, they're gonna block it. Yes, I have pictures of my surgery. The doctor took them for me. But that's the reality of the game, is people don't understand the game, and they're not even close to the game. And a lot of people, again, are equivocating fame and being a rock star with financial success. Success and being on the verge, the only way to measure success is the dollar amount. You could be famous and broke. We've seen that a million times. Kicks is a great example. They're bashing Atlantic Records. Not a good idea, and then put out a solo record. I'm just saying. But that's what they did, is they're bashing their label for, not pushing them and ripping them off, where he said he only made $500 a week and blah, blah, blah. And so, but that's your fault and your lawyer's fault for making a deal that you shouldn't have made. That's why I have a bunch of lawyers. I have a bunch of people that help me out. Because do I know financial stuff? I know some of it. And I have to educate myself so that I can watch lawyers. I'm not going to just hand the keys over to the Lamborghini and let them crash it, or told me to crash it and they stole it and changed its serial numbers. Because that can happen too. We know a lot of artists where the managers were stealing money, like Zeppelin and those bands. I'm not doing that. I've heard all the bad stories, and that's why I come on here. It's to re-educate people that, hey, don't make a stupid deal. Just because if they're interested in your product and they want to sign you, you make them make you a deal that says they won't shelve you. That they have to put X amount of money into the band to get it going. And they're liable to push the band for 8 months to a year. Make a deal. It's the art of the deal. You can make your own deal. You can tell them. If your product... So like if I have a warehouse full of soda, why would I do that and go try to sell the new product of soda? Pineapple tangerine soda. It's a combination of Monster and soda combined, and it's unbelievable tasting. It's gonna sell like hotcakes. We could sell it as a tropical soda. We could sell it the Orangesicle Dream Pop. I don't know. But you sell it, you market it. But why would you fill up a whole warehouse of soda with your own money? That's stupidity. You sell the idea. Bill Gates showed us this with IBM. You sell the idea that doesn't even work. Once the idea comes in and all that money, then you start using that money to push the product. Hey, Walmart. Hey, Publix. Hey, Winn-Dixie. Hey, whoever's your local grocery store. You reach out, and you have people reach out and say, hey, we got this new product. You contact the corporate offices, not the stores. Or you can contact local mom and pop shops. So you could start off small and create the soda, create a couple cases, and sell it at a local store and see if it sells. You can do a test result. If you have some money, yeah, you can get the soda created, put a different label on it, and then bang, if it sells, you go, listen, I had 10 cases. I sold it at mom and pops. And if we go worldwide, it sold in a mom and pop's. One store sold 10 cases of it. They loved it so much. Would you be willing to invest in my product? If so, how many cases would you like? Please send me half and the other half on delivery. Or send me half. The soda's $1 a piece. You're going to sell it for $3. I need $1 to cover costs. And then we'll split the other $2. There's a will, there's a way to make money. But you got to do it the smart way. And the reality of everything that we see on the YouTube is, I feel like I'm in the Matrix. I really do. You know, it's unbelievable what I've seen. And what I hear is unbelievable. It really is. You know, and you gotta watch the AI video. You ain't gonna believe the shit I heard. The shit I heard. Let's just talk. Let's just do a long video instead of putting out a bunch of short videos or semi-short. AI. Rick Beato says it sucks and he's against AI, and then he joined an app to create AI to show you how it sucks. No, you just wanted to see how good it was, to see what's going to happen to your channel. And believe me, AI is coming. Just like we didn't think, oh, virtual drums, virtual guitar, virtual bass, virtual this. Quantizing it on itself through an app or software. Auto-tune, we didn't think that shit was possible. And look at Pro Tools. You can copy and paste the verse and chorus. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And then add a different effect on the guitar on every verse. I mean, it's unbelievable what we've come from the 80s. 40 years. Not even. Virtual drums and stuff came out. And if you don't think the next wave is AI, I got news for you. I talked to somebody at a high level at one of the biggest record companies in the world. He said, it's coming. It's not how you think at first, but it is coming. He said, you can't copyright chords and you can't copyright a drum track. We're using AI, and he told me they're looking at building its own AI website so that they can hire, listen to this, some kid to produce 50 to 100 songs a day under salary, where he gets $1,000 a day. That's $5,000 a week. That's $250,000 a year. Why can they pay that to somebody? No overhead, no production costs, no copyright costs, no producers, no studio time, no musicians, no nothing. One kid. And what do we see now? We see these in-house studios, people doing it all the time. It's coming. Now they're gonna start. They're starting. You can do. Whoops, low battery. You can do AI now and create AI songs, and they don't suck. It's only as good as you implement and do the tags and stuff in there. But if they hire some of the best techs, producer techs, that know how to operate this stuff, these young kids that know how to go in and control AI, not a Rick Beato and then say it sucks, but an actual good one of these kids that grow up in this world of AI, and they do all the teching. Now, the reality of, now with this that I say to my friend CJ, whose kid wants to be a famous rock metal musician, which is never going to happen, God forbid, I hate to say that, but again, delusional in the rock star world. You are never going to do screamo metal and with a mic with no words coming out and be famous. It's not going to happen. You're not creating anything new. You gotta have a hook, a lyric, a guitar hook. If people can't say the name of the song, how's it gonna get on the radio? Next in line, the new hit song. It's not gonna work. Common sense tells you at least put one lyric in there. Kick it. Kick it. You know, you gotta have a hook in there or it's not gonna work. And again, being different is one thing, but it has to still appeal to the masses, and it has to be this deal you sign. So there's no credits like So here's the problem that I had with Tom Bukovac. His credits. He lists 2,000 credits, but he's telling you he wrote for Cyndi Lauper. Not that he wrote. Did he worked with Cyndi Lauper, this person, this person. So there was only 79 of these credits, but that didn't equivocate the money. Hence why he's doing the Brett Papa guitar masterclass. Why? Because they're not rich. They're acting like they are, and all these credits have equated to fame and fortune. But they might be popular in the Nashville scene, but it's not worldwide, and it's not financially benefiting them. So they're creating other sub things to make money off of. The masterclass. The course sucked for me. And I think it sucked for beginners. My honest opinion. Now, to give Tom some credit, he gets mislabeled, and I said this in my other video. He gets mislabeled as a Nashville guy. But he can play rock, and he plays Nashville stuff. He's proficient at playing it, not writing it. See, that's the difference. Delusion. Now, like me. You taking me to the border, no return. That stuff sucked to me. It does. But that dance pop shit is where I made all my money. And I didn't want to come out and tell you guys this all started because of him. Because I tried to defend Gus from Voisu. Because he was right. That 59 Les Paul is garbage. It's a collector's item. It's like having a 1920s car, a 1920s Rolls Royce. It's worth a lot of money, but is it better than a brand new Rolls Royce? Fuck no. Are old scissors better than new scissors? Fuck no. Are phones better than the old phones? Hell no. Well, old guitars aren't better than new guitars. Old amps aren't better than the new amps. It's a matter of personal choice and preference. It's about hopes and dreams and keeping it alive. And it's sad that people are delusional or they use stolen valor. You look up stolen valor videos with all these guys claiming they're Navy SEALs. It's unbelievable how people lie or want you to believe that they're something they're not. Like the Toms and these SEALs and the Rick Beatos. They're kind of frauds. And so is Guitar Max by saying he was on the verge of making it. Why? Because some guy named Michelangelo Badio that you're friends with was saying, oh, I feel you're on the verge of it. When was he on the verge of making it? He never made it. Nitro was his biggest band. Now he's playing with Manowar. These are sub-metal bands. This isn't Metallica. And even when he was Nitro. What's Michelangelo worth? Does anyone know? Let's see. And I got in a fight with him. Net worth. Let's see what his net worth is. Damn, he's 69. 10 years older than me. Michelangelo Badio, net worth. $4 million. $4 million. $4 million. So I have a house that's worth $33 million. I rent it out. It's in Boca on the Intercoastal. I rent it because I can't afford the taxes on it anymore because the money that I have doesn't come in like it was. It's not paying for itself. So I rent it out and they rent it and I make money off of it now. Property tax alone is $200,000. I didn't pay $30 million for it. I bought it back in the 80s. As an investment. And then again, today's society is not what it used to be. You could go to work on an assembly line and have a family at home with 2 cars and a house making $15 an hour and working overtime. Not no more. So I made some good investments after my aunt stepped in and told me how to do that kind of shit. Like guitars. 59 I bought just for an investment. It wasn't that it was an incredible guitar and sound. No. No, wasn't. Fucking Epiphone over there, it's better than that. So there you go. There's my personal opinion on the music industry, the vintage gear, and all the fucking people that fucking lie on here. They want to give you stolen valor or delusional thoughts, or say someone else is delusional that you should quit at 70 or maybe move into a different area in the music. I agree with that. But then you turn around and say you were on the verge of making it? No fucking way. You're just as big a bullshitter as the next fucking guy. Sorry, it is. And all he does, Guitar Max, is pedal push. I don't know what brand of guitar. Is it Firefly? Does anyone know? He plays the guitars all the time. They're not investments. I'm not going to buy a guitar for $200 or $250 and then I can throw it in the garbage. I want a guitar like this from Japan, a Randy Rose Spec Les Paul, that's worth 15 grand, that I bought for $3. It's my opinion. Now, like that, the black one, that's a limited edition run of 300 of these. That's a custom studio, the white one. That's Tommy Thayer's signature from Kiss. They're investments. This is a low number. I made Sam Ash go through all their guitars to get me the lowest number they had. They did. The Lizzie Hale prototype. Do you see me playing all these guitars? The only one that I play is this one over here, which is the gray one, right there. Or you'll see me on my Les Paul Custom, the Studio Custom. You can custom shop a studio. And that was built off the Kiss guitar as well. But most of the guitars I play, my Fenders and my Kiesel. And I'll play the EVH. I love the EVH. Those are my favorite guitars at the moment. But you know, all these people that come on here and talk shit about this and that and this and that, most of them don't. It's kind of like this. Not being political or nothing, because I'm sure you guys are interested in some of this stuff. The Ghislaine Maxwell thing, the Epstein files, right? Everyone's pissed about that. Left, right, it doesn't matter what side you're on. Why didn't the Department of Justice just do a live interview so that it was fully transparent? Because they're full of shit. A deal was made behind the closed doors, and you couldn't see what was asked, and you couldn't see what was told. Why didn't they show that before she went to Congress? Wide open cameras, unedited. Why not? All they had to do is say, listen, you only answer these questions truthfully, one by one. You don't want to answer, plead the fifth. Now we hear all kinds of sayings like, oh, she sold out 100 people. We don't know that. We weren't privy to the conversation. Is that what's being leaked? I'm just sick and tired of the whole shit in the world where everyone's full of shit. And it doesn't matter what side you're on. Republican, Democrat, they both do it. That's the God's honest truth. We've been lied to with Obama. We've been lied to with Clinton. We've been lied to with Bush. We've been lied to with Reagan. We've been lied to about Trump. It's a no-win for the regular citizen, right? So if we can't hold our own politicians to accountability with our tax money to gouge us, how are they supposed to expect us to be accountable for what we do on YouTube and all this other shit? They can't. This is the funniest part, right? And this has been going on. Again, it's both sides. Trillions of dollars have been rung up in the debt, Republican and Democrat, right? But they're the ones that control the regulations for the banks, and you have to have a certain credit score with perfect credit to get a certain amount on a loan. But yet they take our tax dollars without being regulated. They take our tax dollars and overspend without ever regulating it. Where does it fucking end? If we can't control our government, how are we supposed to control YouTube and Google and this one and that one? The guy that's doing the kick on the door with the air gun, paintball. You can't. There's no accountability. And I just watched a video from Asmongold that showed, what was it? Kentucky on the bridge, the protesters. We were peacefully protesting. No, you were blocking traffic. That's a crime. If you go in the street in Florida, we run you the fuck over. End of story. You're dead because you stepped out in the street where you don't belong. Protesting. You shouldn't even be blocking the sidewalk for people going around. It should be in an organized area in front of City Hall, not on the corner of a street, blocking traffic or creating a distraction. Because, you know, when you're doing your tests for driving, they tell you you're supposed to use peripheral vision, but they ask you if the guy up on the bridge, you saw him getting ready to jump, what do? Well, you're not supposed to be looking up there. Well, when you got protesters with signs, how are you not supposed to look and create accidents? You're creating an accident ready to happen. But you don't hold these people accountable, even in peaceful protests like in Florida. Get them off the fucking sidewalks, get them in a specific area. Let them go to the county or the city park. You're allowed to protest, but in our city parks. But then again, now you're creating problems for the people that want to go to the parks. It's a no-win. So that's my rant about it all. That's Guitar Max. That's the AI shit coming out. So I did one whole video in one. It's a little long. Probably one of my longest videos. Again, please tell all your people to share it on Facebook, on all your social media pages. Please get it. Tell them not to hit the bell notification if they don't want to see the videos. Just hit like and subscribe, or just subscribe only to me. I can beat YouTube, but I need your help to go to all your... And Jerry White, thank you so much for that. I got 2 subscribers. After you said you shared it all, I got 2 new subscribers. So there you go. Thank you so much. This is what I'm saying. This is the people's channel. You can make it grow. You can make it happen. God bless you. Peace out. Keep faith. And don't ever give up. That's bullshit when people tell you, stop noodling, stop doing this. No, do as much as you can with the time you got. That's my advice. Peace and joy.